Okay, students, today the topic is transportation, correct? So before to this, we have studied two more processes. What are those two processes? The first process is your nutrition, and the second life process, which we have already studied, that is respiration. Okay. Now, what we were doing in nutrition, we were taking in the nutrients via the food, and after that, the substances, the complex substances which were present in the food, they were digested by the process of digestion in the alimentary canal. After that, the digested food was actually absorbed. Where it was absorbed? It was absorbed in the blood vessels. And the digested food, after absorption in the blood vessel, it is transported via the blood so that it can be transported to all the cells of the body. Now, the second process which we have already studied, that is respiration. In respiration, what we were doing, we were first inhaling the air, and that air was getting exchanged in the alveoli of lungs. Where it was exchanged, the oxygen which was coming, that was transferred into the blood so that the oxygenated blood can reach to all the cells of the body. Now, what is the role of the digested food and the oxygen which has reached to the cells? There, the process of respiration will occur so that you get energy. Okay. You need energy, all your cells need energy to remain alive, right? So you have seen that we have, once the food was digested, we have transported the digested food also to the cell. We have transported the gases also via the blood. So this is what is the transportation system or circulatory system through which we are supplying the things which are required by the cell. Okay. So first of all, we will discuss about transportation in human beings. So transportation in human being, it takes place through circulatory system. So if it is a system, that means there must be certain components which are contributing in the system. What are the components of the circulatory system? They are heart, blood, and the blood vessels, right? Blood is being transported, the blood is being transported in the blood vessels. But since human beings have a very complex body organization, merely the flow of blood in a blood vessel will not be able to reach to all the cells of the body. So you need actually a pumping organ, okay? And that pumping organ is nothing but your heart, which is pumping the blood into the blood vessels. So now we have to see the we have to study about the different components. We'll see what is the structure, what is their function of the various components of the circulatory system. Before that, we should know what more things. Two things I have already told you, that it is the digested food which reaches to the cells. We have seen the gases which is reaching to the cell. There are other things also which are transported into the blood. And those are you have gases which I have already told you. Metabolic waste. What is a metabolic waste? So metabolic waste are all those waste which are generated after all the chemical reactions which are taking place in the cell. After that, there are some molecules which are formed which act as a waste. So those are called as metabolic waste, the waste which is generated by the chemical reactions which are the catabolic and the anabolic reactions which are going into the cell. So that also have to be transported and has to be removed via the blood. Then you have the hormones, you have the nutrients which are being supplied, water, ions, etc. throughout your body. Now, now we will see what is blood and what are the components of blood. Okay. So what is the main function of a blood? The main function of blood is to transport all the required things which are required by the cells, okay, the things which are required by the cells, and take out all the metabolic waste which is generated within the cell away from the cell so that your cells remains alive and they are properly functioning. If you see the blood is divided into two components. The liquid component is called as plasma, and the second component is made up of blood cells. Okay, blood cells. What type of blood cells are present in the blood? That is red blood cells. You have white blood cells, and you have the platelets. Okay. Now, what is the function of plasma? So, plasma is actually the component which is transporting major things to the cells. Okay, so it is the plasma component of the blood in which food, water, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous base, etc. are transported. Then you have red blood cells which acts as a carrier of oxygen. Okay, oxygen is transported while sitting in the red blood cell. Okay, you have white blood cells which actually protect your body from infectious microorganisms. Whenever certain microorganisms like bacteria, virus, fungi, they all enter into your body, these white blood cells, they catch hold of them and they kill them. Okay, so they are actually protecting you from the harmful microorganisms or infectious agents. Then you have platelets, which is helping in the clotting of blood and prevents the loss of blood during injury. Now, here is a diagram which shows the whole blood in this test tube. Okay, and if you want to see these above all these components of the blood, you have to take the whole blood and you have to centrifuge it. Centrifugation means rotating the blood at a high speed. Okay, you will rotate the blood at a high speed, somewhat around 2000 rpm, and 2000 rpm. RPM means rotation per minute. Okay, so if you are rotating this whole blood at a high speed, the process is called as centrifugation. Okay, once you have rotated the whole blood with such a high speed, you will be able to see the separation of blood into three layers. First is the liquid portion, which you are able to see this much. Then you have, which is this one is the liquid portion, is the plasma. Then you have white blood cells and platelets, which is present in the second layer. And then you have the third layer, which is a conglomeration of erythrocytes. That means red blood cells. Okay, so you have red blood cells at the bottom, which are also called as erythrocytes, which you are able to see. So this is RBC, which is also called as erythrocytes, and it constitutes almost 45% of the total blood. Then you have leukocytes, which are the nothing but WBCs, that is white blood cell. And then you have platelets, okay, which are also called as thrombocytes. Okay, that's thrombo. Okay, that's thrombocytes. Okay, that's right, thrombocytes. Correct. And leukocytes together with the platelets, they are called as buffy coat. This layer is called as buffy coat, where both leukocytes and platelets will be found, and it is less than 1% of the total blood. The liquid portion of the blood, that is called as plasma, and it constitutes about 55% of the total blood. Plasma has almost 90% of water, okay, and rest 10% is occupied by the plasma proteins. Okay, rest 10% is occupied by the plasma proteins and the things which it is transporting, like food, gases, you have nitrogenous waste. Okay, so 90% is maximum is water, and rest is your plasma proteins and other components which are being transported. Okay, so these are the components of blood which you can see after centrifugation of the whole blood. Now we will see the basic difference between serum and plasma. Let's move on to another slide and see the basic difference between serum and plasma. So here is a difference between serum and plasma. You are able to see over here two test tubes. Okay. Here in this test tube, you are able to see that there is a separation of blood, but here the blood cells have not clotted. That means they have not stick with each other. But in this test tube, you are able to see that the blood cells have clotted. They have stick to each other. All the blood cells have stick to each other. And here also, above it, you are able to see a liquid portion. Here also, you are able to see a liquid portion. The liquid portion which is present in the non-clotted blood, that is called as plasma, and the liquid portion which is left after clotting of the blood, that is called as serum. Okay. So what happens if you see the basic difference between the two? So this plasma has fibrinogen which is present, which is acting as a clotting factor. So this fibrinogen, okay, this fibrinogen is present in the plasma, correct? But the same protein which is acting as a clotting factor means the proteins which are helping in the clotting of the blood. Okay, so this fibrinogen is actually it is a clotting factor. Okay, this will help in the clotting of the blood. So now, if you have drawn a blood, okay, you have drawn a blood from the hand, and you have not added any anticoagulant to a test tube, after some time you will be able to see that all the blood cells will stick with each other. Okay, they are going to stick with each other. Okay, and this clotting is facilitated by the proteins, that is clotting protein or clotting factors, that is fibrinogen. So the fibrinogen which was present in the liquid portion after the blood has clotted, that has been utilized in the formation of blood clot, and therefore here in the liquid portion there is no fibrinogen, so minus fibrinogen. So fibrinogen was nothing but the protein which was involved in the clotting of blood. So since here the liquid portion, here in this liquid portion, what we are able to see that this particular protein, okay, I think I've written the wrong spelling. It is fibrinogen. Okay, it's fibrinogen. Okay, it's fibrinogen. Okay, so there is no such component which is present in this liquid portion, because this fibrinogen which was helping in the clotting of blood has already been utilized in the clotting of blood over here, and that is why there is no fibrinogen or clotting factor is absent in the liquid portion. So that's why serum is nothing but plasma minus the clotting factor. Okay, because the serum is nothing but the plasma from which clotting factors have been removed. That means that clotting factor must have been utilized in the clotting of blood, and therefore there is absence of clotting factor in the liquid portion of the clotted blood. And that is the liquid portion. That liquid portion is called nothing but serum. So serum is equal to plasma minus the clotting factor. Now next topic, that is about blood vessels, we study in the next video. Thank you.